Now to continue from the internal CSS, we already added a background color here. Okay, that is background color green. Now we want to add some width. What is the width is going to all? What is the width is going to be all about? The width will determine how big the image will be. You know, I told you we can use different unit. We can use pixel. We can use percentage. But for the width, I will be using, for the images, I will be using percentages. Okay, I will use 100%. Let me see. So if I say 100%, it will take exactly the size, exact size of the image, and will occupy the whole page. You see? So do you see what happened here? Now the whole image is affected. Look at the first image also. It is also affected. But remember, when I was applying the color, it was not affected. Okay, because by default it already have the background color. But now look at the image of this one is affected and the image of the second one is affected. Why? Because from my block here, or from my call here, what I said div. Okay, I said div. Okay, image. So anything that is within the file, which is, okay, you can see here, image is already highlighted in this block, and it is also highlighted in this block as well. So now that is because we don't have classes here and so on. So for example, let's say if I should come here, where is, okay, if I should come to the second one and say, and sorry, the first one, and say something that we call class my image. Okay, I save. Okay, if I go to the browser, refresh, okay, look what will happen. You see, still now the same thing. Okay, because it is not reading directly, but because I am using the div function there. But now I want to remove the div and just leave only image there and see what will happen and whether it will change again. You see, still now all the images will be read because they all have image function. But now what I want to do here, I will remove this image and put there dot. Okay, dot, and put there dot my where is it, dot my class, I think that's the name. Okay, dot my image. So I'll put there dot my, let me just copy this. Okay, so I will just come here, paste it. So I now have dot my image, double M, save, and go back to the browser, and then let's see where it will affect now. Now look at here, do you see dot my image affected only the first image, but it did not affect the second image. Okay, dot my image is a class calling, okay, it's a class where its selectors call only this block of code here. But what happened to the second one here? It is not called because it is not specified. But once I say dot my image, meaning it is calling, now this class here is calling from this block of code. Okay, so the reason why I use this class function here is for you to understand better. Okay, so I will remove it and then leave exactly what was there, so as we understand this better, that we did not start using classes yet. So now this is how we deal with the internal CSS. So now you can see in this part here, I call div image. Now what I will do again, I will create another block of code. So now if I want to create another selector, let's say now I want to create a paragraph selector, I will have to say, okay, div. Okay, or let me just say I will just press P. Okay, so once I press P within the CSS style here, it already understand that this is how to call it, a paragraph selector, and then create two how to call opening and closing bracket, curly braces, sorry, not bracket, opening and closing curly brace. Now from this curly brace here, it is a selector now. So what I will do here now, the paragraph, I will say background color, I will say background color, let me say background color gray. Okay, so any text that is contained within the paragraph tag will all be in gray. Okay, so I will refresh. Now let's see what will happen. Do you see the texts? African, this, all these texts, they are all in what? Gray. What happened? Because all of them, okay, now you see my text is all, my website is at 100% width, right? So meaning the text is expand to 100% width. Sorry, the web is expand to 100% width. So now what I can do is that now you can see at the paragraph tag here, I added background color gray, meaning I want all the paragraph tags. So now let's see how many you can see. There is paragraph tags here. This thank you for login is affected. All this will be affected. All this will be affected, okay? Because what happened, there is no class or ID to specify I am referring to this paragraph in this HTML file. I just say paragraph as a selector, meaning everything that is within the HTML file which is a paragraph, it will select it and call it and apply the function that is applied from the CSS. So meaning it will affect it directly. Okay, so now let me just relaunch this. This is the file that we are dealing with. Okay, copy path and then come to browser, copy here. So you can see, you see the black, you see the gray. So meaning those are the ones that I affect. Okay, so what other elements do we have here? We have header, right? I have only one header here. Okay, so now let me use the header and then make it more make it look better. So I will use header. So this one also, I don't have to put it, I do not need to put it inside here. I have to come outside of this uh, selector and put it somewhere else, but it have to, sorry, it have to be within this okay, close, opening and then closing of this. Okay, so now I will have to say what do okay, h1. Okay, so I will have to say h1 two curly braces, and then now what I want to say, I want to say text. Okay, text color, text alignment, I want to say center. Okay, and then I want to say background color. You know, initially background color there was yellow, so I want to make it green. It will override it, right? Okay, and then I will want to say font font size, font. Okay, so once you start typing what is correct or what is within the CSS, it will come by default for itself without you having to type everything. And I will also want to increase font family. I want to use, so you see, font family, I want to use impact. Now let me save this. Now this will have to affect the first part of our text. The first part of our text, that is the welcome, in which says welcome to my website. So I will save, come to the browser. You see, welcome to my website. Though the background color did not override because the inline CSS will have to, will take over, or maybe will take the override aspect of it. But now you can see the text is changed to blue and it is centered. Okay, and it is taking a new how to call it, font style. Okay, which is impact, right? So what I will also do there, let's say I will, let me say I will text decoration, tex. Okay, let me text decoration, let me say double R, or let me say dotted, and see if this will work. Normally it works with lines. Okay, it will not work on the text. Okay, so now let me say double and see, it will, it normally used to work with line, double. Okay, it works with line. I don't think it will work with text. So you see, it will not work. So normally also sometimes you can apply a CSS property which, you know, it will not work, uh, it will not work in the CSS. That is because that property of CSS that you apply is not specified for that, like text using double, dotted, and so on. So we already understand that this one have to deal with border lines and so on. So now, but I can say strike through. Okay, okay, so once I say strike, or let me just say two, line through, save, come, and then see I have a line there. Okay, so this is how we apply the inline CSS, meaning in the inline CSS we have to create it within the file. Okay, this is and then from creating it within the file, meaning we need to call it by creating a selector. Okay, so this is the call here, this is the selector call here. It is calling from the div image. Okay, and here also this is calling from the paragraph, any text which is contained in paragraph, and from here it is calling any text which is contained in h1, h2, and so on. So you can see, even if I, let me say I want to create another h1 here, where